Hello YouTube. Welcome to my channel. This is a new channel. My name is Derek Miner. I'm a photographer, graphic designer. Been doing this stuff since I was about 12, 13 years old. Just really wanted to get a tutorial type channel that's a little better about explaining stuff online. A lot of the tutorials you see are speed runs. Nobody wants that. Slow down, show you what it's up, and we're gonna go from there. So we're going to get right into it. I just first wanted to introduce you all to Adobe Photoshop. I'm using CS5 right now. Most of them are pretty similar. C1 to C6, you're pretty much going to have the same basic stuff. Over the years, they've added some more things, taken away some things, made it run a little smoother. But I like CS5. No reason to update. But if you have an older version, say for instance you have CS2, I actually use CS2 on another computer. It's pretty much the same thing. So you should be able to find, if not, if you have trouble finding some of the tools that I use, it's probably in a different spot. So just leave a comment in the comments section below and I will be sure to answer that for you. We're going to get started. I like the Essentials workspace style. The cool thing about Photoshop is everything's customizable. If you want to put your navigator and pull it out, you pull it out and you can put it right back. So everything, once you get a workspace that customized to your liking, you can save it, name it, you can delete it. See, there's where you would do a new one. And you have different ones, like, it depends on what you're doing. If you're designing something, see, this one's more focused on colors and text because you'll be designing stuff. But I like the Essentials because it's basic. You don't have stuff in the way that you don't need. So we're going to start off with this. I have just a blank window here, transparent. It's a 1980 by 1080. This would be like desktop size. And I'm going to go through some basic tools here. You have your move tool. And that's going to move things around. We don't have anything here. Let's say, for instance, we have something here. This is going to allow us to move things around. Now, this is where your majority of your tools are going to be. Up here, you have options for those tools. So, for instance, if we're on text, there's your options for your text. If you're on brush, there's your options for your brush. And so on, so on. Navigator, you can zoom in, zoom out right here. You have your layers down here, which you can add a layer, delete a layer. Let's get rid of this box that we made there. Now, below the move tool is the selection tool. You want to select an area? That's how you do it. If you just want a square selection, there's also, if you right click on that, you have elliptical, marquee, which will make a elliptical, or if you hold down shift, will make a perfect circle selection. Change that back to rectangular. You have your lasso tool. Your lasso tool is going to allow you to lasso a selection, just a quick selection. You also have something called magnetic lasso, which I'll have to cover in another episode. This is just a quick run through. You have your magic wand tool, which is going to select anything of a certain color. So for instance, let's say I have, that's not what I wanted. Let's see here. Let's make that hardness a little harder there. And now we're going to quick select that. See, it just selects the black. So let's quick select it, hit delete, and it's going to get rid of it. And then you click outside the canvas to unselect. This next tool is your crop tool. It's going to allow you to crop. You can change this opacity. That really has nothing to do with. That just allows you to block out more of certain, if you want to get a better view without the extra cutoffs. So we're just going to cancel that right there. Eyedropper, if you want to sample an area and get the color over here. We're going to cover spot healing brush and patch tool, red eye tool, all that stuff later. It's a little more advanced. Your simple brush tool. It's pretty basic. You have your opacity, which is your transparency is what more people know it as, I guess. You have your brush sizes and your various brush types. You can download more of those. There's an amazing amount of brushes online. Your size, and that's classified by pixels. Right now I'm using a 500 pixel brush. So if I click something, it's going to do a 500 pixel circle. You have your hardness. Hardness is, you see the edge on there on this? It's very, very precise. If we take that hardness down by clicking the drop down menu and dragging that to 0%, it's going to give us a really soft circle. See the difference? That's the same size brush simply by changing hardness. If you wanted to see a 50% hardness, that's 51's close enough. See, that gives you a little bit, it's the middle of the road. Now, let's take this on up. Now next we have a clone stamp tool, which we're going to discuss later. History brush tool, again, discuss later. Eraser tool, it's same thing it is on MS Paint. You know, you've been using that for years, I'm sure. You're just erasing things. Fill bucket, you're going to fill the whole layer or whatever you have selected. Again, selection comes in. You can select an area, grab the fill bucket, you can fill just that area. So we're gonna click select that, delete, deselect. Alright, this right here is your blur tool, your sharpen tool, your smudge tool. They do exactly like what they sound like they would. You're gonna blur something, so you just blur it. Smudge, same thing. Blur blurs, smudge actually doesn't blur it, it smudges it. So that's the difference between the two. A lot of people get them mixed up. You have sharpen tool, which is going to sharpen an area, and it's going to, if you overuse that though, you have to be careful because it'll over pixelate. You have things like dodge, burn, and sponge. Dodge is going to, it's like a brush that will go in and lighten an area, where burn is going to go in and darken it. Burn does exactly what it almost kind of says. It gives it, you're going to burn it and you're going to make it a little darker. We'll discuss those later in episodes. Just going through a quick overlay on what everything does. Pen tool, it's like the brush tool, but you're using pens. It's you have a little bit more. If you've ever used Illustrator, it's more of a precise line. It's smoother. It's just smoother than your mouse or a tablet can do. You have your text tool, which is simple text. You can add in whatever you would like there. And delete that. Okay. Now then we have your path selection. We'll go over that later. Here you have your boxes, like your rectangle tool, your rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, line, custom shape. Those are pretty much self-explanatory. However, I will tell you one thing. If you making a rectangle, there's a rectangle. However, if you want to make a perfect square, you hold down Shift on your keyboard and then do it, it binds it so it comes out perfect. And then we'll get into these tools down here later. This one, except for these two right here. This is going to be be able to just drag around later on if you're zoomed in. I use the space bar instead of having to go over here and click on this and then click off of it all the time. If you just simply press your space bar, it'll automatically switch to that, and then when you release the space bar, it will switch off of that. It's a really nice function. And there's your magnify tool. I personally just like clicking over here. It's just habit over the years. I've been doing this, like I said, since I was 12, 13. So I'm just kind of used to zooming in and out that way. Occasionally, I like to, there's an option in your preferences. You go to Edit, Preferences, Interface. I believe it's here somewhere, maybe in General. Yes, General. Zoom with scroll wheel. So if you check that, you can zoom in and out with your scroll wheel. I toggle that on and off. It's just how I'm feeling that day. Alright, right here you have your colors. This is your foreground and your background. Whatever this foreground color is what you're going to be doing. Like, say you're painting. You don't want the black, you want the white. You just hit that little swap button, it'll do it. Or you can click on that and then select your color. So we want to do the blue. There's the blue. And you want to reset that black to your black and white, just simple, instead of having the change built up. You click this little icon and it just goes right back. But that's your basic tools of Photoshop. That's your very basic ones. Just a quick run through. I wanted this to be my first video. Just get comfortable with Photoshop. You know, get to messing around with it, play with it. That's really how you learn. Try not to alter too many settings. Like if you're getting into your, your preferences menu, try not to mess with that too much. But basically, get in here to your tools, play with them, see what's going on with them. So we'll, I guess we'll stop there for now. This will conclude my first video. Keep check back, and I hope to have another video very, very soon. If you like my style and my way of teaching things, it's going to be slow. It's not super slow, but I'm gonna make it to where a beginner can understand. I'm gonna have beginner and advanced type videos to hit all levels. So if you like it, give it a subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Have a good day.